guys, your girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. It's early in the morning, okay? That's why you guys see me in my bonnet. Ooh, let me go ahead and make this tizzern. I got a doctor's appointment this morning, okay, ladies? All right, ladies and gents, whoever's following me. I got a doctor's appointment, so it's early in the morning. That's why y'all see me in my goddamn bonnet, all right? I rarely ever come on in my bonnet, all right? Okay, but I'm wearing it right now because I really need to get my hair did. I'm trying to figure out the next style that I'm gonna do. I think I want to do like some Fulani twist type situation, like braided, the front braided down and then like the back be out and twist. I'm thinking I kind of want to do that with like some curly pieces, but not a lot because it's still hot as hell down here in Texas. But yeah, you guys, your girl G here. Just want me to come and just shoot this with y'all, come and chat right now. I can't do the review for the most recent episode of Beloved Marriage Huntsville. Apparently it went down between Nell and Tisha, y'all. But I wanted to, catch up on some of the hot topics that I didn't really get a chance to really get into. And then when I get home and actually can watch the episode of Marriage Huntsville, I'll come and talk to y'all about that later. But also, too, I might throw in some of the other housewives because Orange County and Miami kind of low-key is popping off right now. So yeah, you guys, if you're new to your girl's channel, hey, how you doing? Appreciate you for tuning in. You catching me on a busy day. That's why you see me looking like this. You won't see me looking like this later. I'll have my hair out in all its roots and glory. But until then, go ahead and like the video. Y'all know what's up. Like the video. It does your girl wonders. It's free 99. You ain't got to worry about it touching your bank account. You ain't got to worry about being asleep and then hearing that ding ding. And then you look on your Cash App and then that's $7.99, $9.99 gone. Ain't none of that, okay? But yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and get into some of the topics that I want to talk about. First things first, I know y'all probably seen it everywhere. Oh, Kirk and Rasheeda. What are y'all gonna do? Here y'all are once again with y'all's kids in some bullshit again. Hold on, you guys. I want to take a quick bite of this apple fritter that I got. I got me a mean apple fritter. Do you guys like apple fritters? Drop down in the comments. I like apple fritters, and the apples got to be like evenly distributed in it. I don't mind the ones that kind of have like the apple center, but I feel like I like the ones with like the apples like all around in it. But yeah, you guys, Kirk and Rasheeda in the headlines once again. This time, luckily not due to Kirk doing some BS against Rasheeda, but now the kids is literally got it looking like an episode of First 48. It is an episode of First 48 if I've ever seen one. So if y'all haven't heard, Kelsie, I know Kirk's daughter, she was in a situation, we're in a relationship with I was getting ready to say rapper, but we just gonna call him a hood, okay? A hood booker, all right? Straight from the hood, all right?
Gutter snipe right up out the hood.
He is now, 6 feet under, and it might got something to do with the brother, okay? Now, Kai, allegedly, is what the story was what's going around is Kelsie clearly was in a domestic relationship, okay? She is, from what it sounded like, was getting into with the boyfriend. One brother was living with her, but the other brother, Kai, came and, pew, 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 lit it up, okay? And now, unfortunately, THood is gone, all right? And Kelsie went to the internet and went to started screaming, okay? She went to started singing like a canary, just real bird behavior, just tweeting, tweet, 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 okay? Just chirping on everybody, chirping on her brother, everything. Literally started the whole post with, everybody's telling me not to say nothing, but I don't care. Like, girl, okay, see, that be the hardest part about women who are in domestic relationships, because more than anything, they are codependent relationships, and they are mentally and emotionally enmeshed relationships. And so that's why it takes women statistically 7 times to leave a volatile relationship, because it is usually a mental and emotional, cage that these women have to walk out of. Let alone that, if you tie that in with not having financial stability, or being addicted, or having some type of drug or alcohol problem, that makes the enmeshment even harder to break. And so Kelsie, her friend, came out when all this stuff was happening, dropped all the tea, dropped all the tea, the videos, the receipts of THood basically knocking Kelsie head between the washer and the dryer. She had pictures, video of him choking her out her sleep, and it really is unfortunate that Kelsie was in that situation all this time. She was, the last time we saw her, she was looking a little unhealthy, looking a little thin up in the collarbone area, and I could see something was going on. And she didn't really talk that much. We saw her last on Love and Hip Hop either. But nonetheless, y'all, the brother, they said he went MIA, but it has come back that he did go to turn himself in, and then the police questioned him and let him go. The mama came out, obviously pissed off, talking about why he out, they should have let him go, the police officer let him go, that's some bullshit, And so, as of right now, from my understanding, Kai is out, and Kelsie is singing like a canary, She is letting the whole world be known she had nothing to do with this. He was leaving. I didn't call my brother for this to happen. That's not what we were supposed to be doing. It was a whole to-do, And in her post, she talking about the man I lay with and lay with and cuddle with at night is no longer there. It's like, baby, I miss you. I love you. Come see me, my dreams. Take me with you. When I saw that part, I knew this was a very much emotional post. Like, even when people are in domestic relationships, they still have emotions to grieve, no matter how bad a relationship is, because it is nothing but love and emotions that keep you in that relationship anyways. So now she's having to grieve not only the loss of the relationship, but the loss of him completely. And so then also with her being on them drugs, allegedly, because if he was on that stuff, because the friend posted he was on that smack, that hard stuff, that crack, that crack, all right. And 9 times out of 10, when men are on drugs in relationships, they like to get the woman hooked on the drugs too. That's just facts, a lot of women will tell you in their stories, who have become sober or whatever, a lot of them would say that the first time they ever tried drugs was because of a man, and then from there they were hooked. Tell you, being with the wrong man, it will literally disgruntle your whole life. It will literally take you on a path to no fucking where. But nonetheless, you guys, Kelsie, she hasn't said anything since, but Kai, y'all think he gonna get out of this one? I don't know, y'all. Kelsie, girl, had you shut your motherfucking mouth and get your mouth quiet, your brother Mike could have got off the bitch, So listen here, Kelsie. Come a little close, Kelsie, One advice only. Shut your ass up. Point blank, period. Girl, you literally threw your brother, your blood brother, under the bus that was coming to help your ass. That was coming to save your ass. Because I'm sure the brother's been known about Kelsie getting her ass whooped by her boyfriend. But unfortunately, when you are a family member, you learn that you can't make them leave. They have to be the one to leave the relationship. You can't force them to do that. So as much as these brothers are probably sick and tired of their sister being in this situation, there's nothing that they can do, And then I'm sure with the last situation, the call that it sounded like he probably got. Kai was like, man, fuck this. I'm tired of this. Like, you keep laying hands on my sister. And what do we do as girls? We've always been told, call your brother, your uncle, your daddy, and let them handle it. You know, you don't call the cops. And a lot of times, victims don't call the cops on their partners anyways. Y'all know how that shit go. Yeah, in this situation, I really do feel for everybody involved. Kirk and Rasheeda, this is now time for y'all to look in the mirror at yourselves to see why shit always keeps, just swirling around y'all's relationship and y'all's kids and things like that. Do y'all think he gonna get off, though, is the question. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know. I do not know. The mother and the sister, they sitting there talking shit about the Kirks, the Frost and everything, talking about their son was a pillar of the community. A pillar of the community ain't laying hands on women. A pillar of the community ain't shooting up dope in the bathroom. So you can miss me with that, mama, okay? I really, he'll go for it. They got a good lawyer. And we just gonna have to see where it goes from there, y'all. So y'all drop down in the comments, tell me what you think about the Kai and the Kelsie situation. Do y'all feel like if you were Kelsey's brother, would you talk to her again? Do you feel like the brother's gonna get off? Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know. Let me run into this shop real quick. I need to go pick me up a little something, a little green before I go to this doctor's appointment. And I will be right back, okay? On me.
Flip a T, providing those after me.
Hype me up, hey. Hype me up, hey. Hype me up, hey. Hype me up, hey. Alright, your girl G is back. Look, if you hear that song and you don't immediately get in your hype bag, like, I can't be friends with you. That song really is a banger. But, alright, I'm back, you guys. And we just got done talking about Kirk and Rasheeda and their daughter and that whole Iyanla Fix My Life shenanigans going on over there. So moving on to the next, real quick, let's go ahead and knock out the fact that Teyana Taylor, y'all, allegedly is gonna have to pay Iman Shumpert. Okay, I think they said 70. It was either 70 or $700,000 for being held in contempt of court. Excuse me, sir. The fact that Iman can even minutely get any more money out of Teyana is crazy. Like, what do you mean being held in contempt of court? Like, what? I really would hate to be ready to leave a Negro and then the courts just keep telling you, hey, by the way, you owe him this much. Oh, hey, by the way, we forgot to say that you gonna pay him this much. Like, we already know what was going on in that relationship with Iman and Teyana. He was on some nipple shit, okay? And Teyana got tired of it, especially the fact that she literally is the face of y'all's relationship. And the problem is, a lot of the times when you are a woman who's strong and in her conviction and living in her purpose, if a man ain't doing that for himself, he does not know how to operate with watching a woman do that for herself, because we're constantly told that if a woman has anything, it's because a man gave it to her, or it's because she's with the man that provided it for her. And so, with Iman left basketball, as most sports athletes do, when they get done with a sport, they go through a major depression. A lot of athletes who vocalize it will discuss that. That's the same reason why Giselle had to leave Tom Brady's ass, because he promised her, all right, I'm going to retire, then retired, then went right back to football, and it was like, all right, I'm going to retire, and then didn't do it. Like, so Giselle said, man, bump that. Like, you said this is what you were going to do. You did it. It was time to put our family first. You couldn't. So, like, chunk the deuces. I'm out of here. Like Flipper T said, I'm going to put 3 fingers up. Read between the lines. Because they're so used to, like, the constant, like, external validation, the accolades, the admiration from people. And then when that's gone, like, they are now going to have to give that to themselves. And a lot of men can't give that to themselves because that requires them being in touch with their emotions. And we know men and their emotions is basically obsolete, okay? So, yeah, like, with Teyana having to owe Iman some money, I don't like it. I don't like it. Even with Kelly Clarkson, her ex, I mean, God rest his soul. God, he He has now passed, if y'all haven't heard. But come to find out, that old pasty, white out looking motherfucker was with the ex-assistant. And then had the nerve on the obituary to say, oh, and his partner in life moving forward. Who is you? Like, what? And Kelly Clarkson had to get that man a lump sum of millions, okay? Because Kelly Clarkson is rich, okay? She's, you know, she old widow rich. Like, oh, my husband, you know, got dynasty money rich, okay? Kelly Clarkson been doing this thing since American Idol time. She got money, okay? She got money on it. And to have to come up off that for a dude, and then him to walk off with the assistant, and then start, like, literally, I get pissed off thinking about it, so I don't even want to talk about that. They not even a topic of discussion. But it's just, we see the men's is out here just trying to shake the girls' purses. Okay, they trying to wring them dry. And ladies, you gotta smarten up, all right? These dudes, the Offset's included, because here you talking about on Joe Budden, oh, you Timothy Jones, but yeah, you sitting here trying to ask for alimony from Cardi B.
Clocking. Yeah.
Man, if you don't get your weak ass out my face. But moving on. So, what else did I want to talk about? From one, you know, ghetto snipe story to the next. Y'all, Miss Shacarri. If y'all haven't seen, she was over there whooping up on her boyfriend in the airport, y'all, looking stupid. And now the video that came out, and it's even worse, because, you know, it's one thing hearing about it, and it's another thing seeing it, okay? And Miss Shacarri, you was acting out. Point blank period. You was acting at the fact that y'all, the way she was like on a 3-point stance, damn near like a football player, and boom, she was throwing shoulders in him. And it was almost like she knew. It was like she was in a situation where she knew, like, I'm not gonna use my hands, but I'm gonna use my body, and I'm gonna joke this nigga around in the airport, girl. You know, everything in the airport immediately makes the crime like a federal crime. Like, you can't do bullshit in the airport and think that you gonna walk away from it. Like, girl, Shacarri, we be trying to root for you. I swear we do. But girl, you can't keep doing like this. Like, you can't. And then you came to the internet with that like half-ass apology and thought that was gonna work. Like, I don't get it, Shacarri. You know, there are such things as people being self-saboteurs in their life, and I just think Shacarri might be one of them. She is a self-saboteur, to put it lightly. I'm gonna make my own parking spot. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know if y'all ever done it where you make your own parking spot, but I'm doing that today. Every time I go to the doctor's office, I make my own parking spot right next to the handicap, because I ain't going way over there. Nope. You'll see my handicap sticker. So, can I pull up forward a little bit more? I think I can. Alright, that'll do. Whew. Alright, y'all, back to Shacarri. I'm over here at the doctor's office. I'm waiting just a little bit because I got a little bit of time. It's not till 1:30. It's 12:55. So I got a little bit of time to talk to y'all really quick and knock off some more topics. So, yeah, Shacarri, she was over there literally throwing them balls, running into him, okay? Literally just wreaking havoc in the airport. And it's like, girl, you can't keep doing that. Like, we trying to support you. You did good, girl. You won. You back up. And, like, here you go doing this. And then the boyfriend, he came to his little press conference acting like a battered woman, just, oh, you know, she's going through tough things. You know, we never know what people are going through in life. And she has a lot of things she needs to learn. And y'all never know what people's backgrounds are and this and that. And it's like, he literally sounded like a battered woman. And I'm here to tell you, I think his name is Christopher or Christian or something like that. Get out of that. Shacarri knew exactly what she was doing. And then the police video came and she talked about Christian. Really? Really? He's the man in the situation and I'm getting arrested? Really? And it's like, Shacarri, nobody told you to do that. And then nobody told you to do that in the airport where there's tens of millions of goddamn motherfucking cameras. Girl. Like, you need help. Just Yalla fix it. That's the only words I can say right now. Yalla fix it, Jesus. Okay? So moving on, who else I want to get into? Really quick, let me drop off some little tidbits of what's going on in the Housewives world, because although I'm not like consistently reviewing Real Housewives of Miami, I'm still watching it, and it's getting, you know, quite interesting right now in Orange County. So I'm gonna do a little bit of Housewives talk. So first things first, Real Housewives of Miami, y'all on some bull shite, okay? Guerdy should not be going through what she's going through with you heifers, because the fact that Guerdy got a drink thrown on her, and y'all really had the nerve to compare getting assaulted, a drink thrown on you, to somebody revealing text messages. Y'all really are trying to make that comparison. And Julia, okay, like I've been saying, Julia, you're really gonna make a fool of yourself, okay? If you know where that's from. Julia went and became friends with Alexia, and immediately when the season started and realizing that Alexia, Marisol, and Julia were friends, I was like, oh, Julia, this is gonna be her villain era. This is gonna be her villain season. And sure enough, it was. I don't like the fact that she's got these two boys, these two black boys that she's adopted. And then you ain't even tell your daughters. Your daughters ain't even fucking with you right now because they across the seas and you just not filling them in on the information. Like, what kind of shit is that? I think what happened was because her and Martina were wanting to do adoption, but, you know, adoption, you can get denied and things like that or whatever. There's a whole process. I think what happened was sometimes, you know, in these agencies, they just get dropped kids, you know, and it's like trying to figure out the quickest way to get them housed or whatever, because the kids were so young and I think they wanted to keep them together. It's like, oh, let's reach out to a couple that has been, you know, wanting, you know, kids, or has been in our system and we know has the means, you know. And so I think that's why Martina and Julia got the call, because they had the means. Personally, in my opinion, I think a lot of times when these adoption agencies and stuff like that, they just see people with money or see people that appear like they can take care of the kids, and they just drop them off on over there. But if you actually listen to the kids who's in the foster care system, they would tell you how trash it is, right? All of that, you know, we'll take care of it. We're raised in a good Christian household don't mean jack shit, okay? And so now Julia and Martina got these two black boys, but then you treating Guerdy the way that you treat her. Like, the math ain't mathing, Julia. It's not. But outside of that, y'all, Alexia has met her match. When I tell you I'm so glad, Miss Stephanie, she is on Alexia's ears, and she needs to be. Alexia was sitting there talking about, not Alexia. Oh, this will revert to Julia, because in the last episode, Julia real quick ran to Alexia and was like, hey girl, we was talking about you. And so Alexia was like, okay, like, y'all were talking about me. Clearly the ladies love having my name in their mouth. And then ran back to the girls, and I think it was Adriana that was like, girl, Julia, did you really just tell Alexia? Like, what? And so Stephanie was like, well, damn, Julia, like, I brought you over here on my private jet. Like, you know, we had a good time. The least you could have did was gave me the opportunity to go talk to her first. Like, Julia, I don't know. I think she's trying to, like, show so much loyalty to Alexia that, like, it solidifies their friendship. But, girl, them bitches do not care about you. It's always going to be Marisol and Alexia for life, period. You are not included in that picture. You are always going to be, like, a pawn in the situation. And so Stephanie ended up getting to it with Alexia later that night when, you know, at the table, everybody got to work their shit out. So Stephanie basically told Alexia, like, it feels like you're constantly trying to belittle women. You know, you said I had a big head. Why'd you say I have a big head? Then, you know, you try to like little girl me, calling me Chihuahua. And Alexia starts going off like, I wasn't doing that. Who do you think you're talking to? You like, who do you think you are? And she was like Stephanie Showman or something like that. And so you could like all the other girls at the side of the table looking like, ooh, because everybody knows Alexia really ain't met her match. Alexia is going to go for the jugular on girls that she feels like she can, you know, overpower. So now here we got Stephanie really giving her a run for her money. And then Alexia went from, girl, you're coming in and you didn't really give me a chance, you were being mean to me, to, oh, you think you can come in and you can buy everybody. And so she's like, what? Like, I don't. And she looked at the other girls, she's like, do y'all feel bought? And the other girls was like, no. She was like, so I'm gonna need you to stop speaking for everybody else. And that's really what it is. Here comes Stephanie. That's the same reason why Alexia did not like Nicole, because Nicole was really living the life that Alexia, you know, once was living, or, you know, feels like she should be living. She wants to live high off the hog, but can't do it because Todd is a scammer. He's a white collar crime, you know, crackerjack. And now here you are in this situation. You told the tea yourself, talking about, oh, and his rented cars and his rented house, like the apartment's not even in his name, or it's in none of their names or stuff like that. And it's like, girl, so here you are in this episode, you know, put your ring back on your finger. You're telling Julia like, yeah, you know, we still are going out together and everything like that. And I'm glad next episode we see her son get ready to get in her ass. Like, you're getting back with this man. Like, what about Frankie? Like, you did all that crying earlier this season, talking about he did all this in front of Frankie. He did all this in front of Frankie. Oh my God. And then you right back like, girl, this idea that you and Todd are gonna work it out. It's like, no, Alexia. I really feel like Alexia is insecure. And Stephanie called it out, like, deep down you're insecure. You got narcissistic qualities, which I found was hilarious when they did this narcissist party, and Alexia did not get no more flags. I was really pissed off about that because Alexia is worrisome, y'all. What time is it? Okay, it's 1:04. And it's just madness. Like, it really, really is. Alexia always got into it with Nicole. Was always like trying to like look like son her, and she did the same thing to Stephanie. But Stephanie, she says like, you're always going around, oh, Alexia, you know, and all the other girls looking at her like, oh my God, like, here we go. But by the end of the conversation, they kind of like are cool, and at the end of the night, it's basically Larsa and Lisa get into it because Jody done lit Larsa up after the conversation I guess they had. So we'll pick up, you know, on that part, but on next week's. But on Orange County, another one I'm glad got her ass chewed out. Tamra Judge, welcome to the judge, jury, and executioner, motherfucker, because the ladies had enough. I'm glad Gina called her shit out at that damn table, because Tamra came back this season and was, oh, I'm going to therapy and I'm working on myself. And now you want to sit here and play this BS game of like, I really just want to be good with you, Shannon. I really just want to be good with you, Gretchen. And Gretchen's like, girl, heard it all before. Okay, I done heard this shit all before. Like, you not finna tell me nothing that's gonna sway me. But because Tamra thought she was doing something slick by holding on to information to tell Gretchen to get her on her side. That's what I feel like happened. She been holding on to this Katie information about a Katie allegedly saying that, oh, Gretchen said that. Basically, Tamra, in the whole naked wasted, y'all know from seasons back, if you've been watching OC, from the back, way back when they got Gretchen drunk and was trying to basically get her to sleep with one of the sons or something like that. And Katie was like, yeah, like Gretchen said that you drugged her basically. And Gretchen's like, I didn't say that. I don't think Katie said that either. You know, a lot of times when you're talking to journalists or like people who are on social media, sometimes they will elaborate. And I think Tamra threw in the word per se drugged, because we already know in the Housewives world we got something similar to that, Portia, and it garnered a lot of like, a lot of, attention. So I think Tamra used that again to make it another moment. So now she feel like, oh, Gretchen's on her side, like, oh, thank you, Gretchen, for listening to me. Then she get to the table and Gretchen's like, I believe Katie. Tamara run back to the table like, oh my God, you guys, she believes Katie. Here goes Shannon. Woo! Way to go, Katie. You got away with it. Shannon, I love Shannon to death, but she's just so damn high strung. And the fact that she's sitting there saying that Katie is just as bad as Tamara and Alexis, girl. Alexis quite literally was hopping in your ex-boyfriend's dick in front of your face. And you say Katie's just that bad? And then at the end talk about Katie, you've done something to everybody at this table. And then Shannon, the mitigated gall, that old white entitled bitch, talking about, oh, Katie, she recorded me. How can you be friends with somebody that's criminal? How are you gonna be friends with somebody who does something illegal? Oh, but how the mighty have forgotten. Gretchen had to remind her, Shannon, I'm sorry, but you got a DUI last year, and that's illegal.
Get her ass.
Right? Shannon was so baffled. You could tell her face, like, she forgot. Like, yeah, bitch, like, we ain't forgot the shit that you did. Like, Shannon really forgot, and you sitting there screaming, somebody, that's illegal, that's a crime. Ma'am, you was all the way pissed drunk, driving into the side of somebody's house, and you got the nerve, Shannon, the nerve. Okay, but yeah, Orange County, I feel like it's doing good. Tamara got her feelings hurt because Gina really cracked the whip on her ass, and she needed to. Tamara thought she was finna come back and just keep doing the shit that she's doing, and Heather, you sitting there kissing Tamara's ass and feeling like that's okay, when clearly what she's doing to Jen is messy as fuck. Like, Heather, just say you'd rather stay out of it than to like give fake ass excuses of like, oh, I don't think that's what she was doing. Like, oh, it was just in banter. Like, bitch, no. Tamara was being passive aggressive AF, calling her single white female, all that bullshit when it came to Jen. So let's cut the shit. All right, Heather. But yeah, you guys, I feel like there might have been some other stuff to talk about. This video's already gone too long. I gotta add the other parts of this. I know it's probably already gonna be 30 minutes, and it's time for my doctor's appointment. So whatever we talked about, chat shit about in this clip or in this shoot the shits, that's what it's gonna be. All right, you guys, I appreciate you for tuning in. Y'all make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Y'all tell me what you feel about the topics we discussed in Hot Topics. I'll catch y'all hoes later. Deuces.